Maido! Hi there, Japan fans! In today's show, we are going to be talking about when we hit some turbulence when we are presenting. Preseno Master Shimasho. This is the Presentation Japan Series podcast, beaming around the world to you from cooling fall Minato-ku here in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, the best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery, and Japan Business Mastery. This podcast exists to help you to become clear, confident, persuasive, and highly influential with those around you. Now, don't forget to rate 5 stars, review. This is an awesome podcast. Subscribe so you get it every week, and share it around with others who you are sick of listening to, who are just doing such a terrible job presenting. Get them onto this podcast so they can learn how to do a better job and save us all from the torture of having to listen to them make a mess of it. Daily lineup on iTunes looks like this. Mondays, Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesday, Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshier Show. Wednesdays, Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, Leadership Japan Series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Today, we have episode number 206. Ooh, we're getting close to that 4-year mark. 206. 206. We are talking about where do presentations go off the rails. You see it. The presenter publicly self-immolates. They might butcher the start, get lost in the weeds of their content, or be put to the sword at the end in the Q&A. They can't engage with your audience, are incoherent and quivering the whole time. It is a train wreck on display. Reputations and credibility are flayed alive. Here is the irony. They chose it to be like this. They made a series of poor decisions about this presentation and then reaped the whirlwind of total humiliation. Rehearsing the presentation takes time. Time which could be devoted to adding more massive content, multiple fonts, and gaudy colors to the slides. This is why failures fail. They ignore logic and decide that practicing on their audience is much more efficient. It is not terribly effective, though. The long-term damage from short-term decisions is substantial when you thrust yourself into the public eye. If you don't have big brackets of time available, then just work on pieces at a time over time. That means start early, so there is no mad rush at the end. I made a genius decision once to prepare my presentation on the flight from Osaka to Sydney. It's an overnight flight. No sleep. And subsequently, plenty of irritability upon landing, made for a combustible cocktail. When someone in my audience had the temerity, the audacity, the gall to challenge my assertions in the presentation, it didn't go well. I vowed never to try that exercise in efficiency ever again. Turning up just before kickoff to find there is some technical issue with your slides or the laptop or the audio is a life life-shortening experience. Always make the time to go early. I was giving a presentation to the Japan Market Expansion Competition and dutifully brought along my USB to plug into their laptop. Their Microsoft environment didn't like my Mac presentation layout, so it changed the whole thing. I arrived early and found myself sweating like a maniac as I tried to fix every single slide before the start. I finished with 1 minute to go, but I was a nervous wreck. If I'm not using my own laptop, I go even earlier now. First impressions start from the moment the organisers advertise the event and include elements of your bio. People are forming biases and opinions about you, which they are going to size up against what they see in front of them. Get there early, check the tech, and then gracefully mingle with the punters. Do your best to be charming. Being an introvert, that is no easy task for me. Do your best to schmooze people in the crowd before you start and build supporters in the room. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we are doing custom in-house programs. We are doing these online or in our super safe classroom. We're doing them in Japanese. We're doing them in English. Now, today's show is sponsored by our Virtual Selling Mastery course preview session on October the 15th. That's going to be held online. The actual program itself will start, it's a 5-week program, 3 hours at a time, every week, kicks off on November 5th. But the preview coming up October 15th. Now, on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th of October, we're having our 3-day Dale Carnegie immersion program. That will be face-to-face in our super safe classroom. Check out our website for more details on those programs at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Also, lots of other value for you there. To do better in Japan, just email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, well, it's crazy over there. We've got over 1,000 videos for you at Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Think about it, over 1,000. That's unbelievable. We're releasing 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. We have the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. That's the premier business show in Japan. That comes out every Monday. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders all the way from SMEs to corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, get my book, The Bible, on selling in Japan, Japan Sales Mastery, and also my other bestseller, Japan Business Mastery. Both are available on Amazon. Welcome back. Don't eat too much at the lunch or dinner prior to your talk. Try instead to engage your table colleagues. Again, building rapport. You can always eat later if you're starving. When they call your name, stride confidently and effortlessly to the stage. Have zero, I'll say that again, zero interaction with the laptop. Don't even touch it. Instead, get straight into your opening. You don't need any slides to begin with, so concentrate on creating a powerful and positive first impression. Once you've done that, then you can look down at your laptop and start the slide deck rolling. By the way, many balding presenters proffer a brilliant view of their sparse, patchy pate as they lean forward over the laptop, fiddling with the machine. Don't be one of them. Start off with a power opening to grab attention. Remember, we are all self-focused and supremely interested in what happened to us this morning, what we need to do after the talk, and what is coming up for us tomorrow. The speaker is competing with all of these high-value items in the minds of the audience. We need to supplant all of that inner focus with our views, ideas, suggestions, and recommendations. Make sure to raise your voice tone from the get-go to set the energy level at the right point to carry through to the rest of the proceedings. It is very hard to start soft and then work your way up. So, start strong, then vary the tone from there. Keep your eyes on the crowd the whole time. Read their faces. Are they buying what you're saying? Are they bored? Are they surreptitiously or furtively looking at their phones under the table? Are they nodding in agreement? This is why, if some helpful venue flunky turns the lights down so that you are dominated by the screen, you should stop speaking immediately and ask for the lights to be brought back up. In my experience, the moment those lights go down, a big proportion of a Japanese audience is lost because they are sleeping. It seems to be a bit like the rhythmic rocking of the trains here that induces slumber. Lights go down and off they go, Pavlovian-like, to the land of nod. I have seen that scenario play out a number of times here. I find stopping speaking for about 10 seconds interrupts the pattern, and then resuming with a powerful burst of energy and voice volume wakes them right up again. Keep the main body to around 3 major points in a 30-minute talk. Pile on the evidence, though, because we are always speaking to a room full of skeptics. Recently, force-fed a diet of fake news. Save the heavy detail for the Q&A if you need it. Keep the points clear and accessible, pitched at the level of expertise of your audience. Forego all the acronyms and jargon which appeal to the cognoscenti if the audience are mere mortal ordinary punters. Don't get into arguments in the Q&A. There may be hot questions hurled forth by provocateurs, self-aggrandizing show-offs, flouting their knowledge in front of the great unwashed. Answer them to the best of your ability, then say sweetly, "Let's continue this discussion after the talk. Who has the next question?" And move on, giving them no more eye contact or recognition for the rest of the talk. Always prepare a second close after the Q&A so that you dominate the last item to linger in the memory banks of your audience. The conversation triggered by a final question can be completely tangential or even totally unrelated to what you were there to talk about. Don't let someone hijack your purpose. Seize back control of the point of this presentation by unfurling your final close. Thank the audience, and then elegantly descend from the stage to mingle with the masses. Leave everything on the podium and pack up the gear at the very end. Did you get value from today's show? If you did, then share the love around with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to rate 5 stars, review. This is such a fantastic podcast. Subscribe, make sure you get it every week, and share it with others, particularly those others you know who are hopeless presenters. Let's do ourselves a favour here. Let's get them a bit of religion about being a better presenter. Until the next episode, go out there and apply the learnings from today and become a presentations legend amongst your circle. Thank you for listening, and please tune in next week. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success here in Nippon.